welcome back to my channel. This is Erin, and today I have my April 2018 Boxy Charm unboxing. Now I do have most of these products on my face today, and I am a little bit shiny, but that's what I get for wearing a BB cream today. I'm not going to show you guys the application of these because I had to get ready really quickly this morning for us to go out and run errands, but I have been testing some of these out over the past couple days. I got my box I think on Wednesday. I'm filming this on Sunday, so I have been using these a little bit. So I do have a little bit of a first impressions type opinion on them, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this box. So the actual card for this box is different than what the cards have been before. They do include 2 coupons on the back. They have been including those little business card type coupons, but right now we have a coupon for Tarte and a VIP offer from Dr. Brandt. I don't know if I should necessarily put these coupon codes in my description box so that everybody can use them because they are exclusive to BoxyCharm. I don't know if that's not allowed, but I'll just put a picture of this up on the screen for you guys to see what it looks like, and if you want to use the codes on your own, you can. But when you open the little flyer, this month's theme is eye candy, and it has some ladies down here. I'm guessing these are all beauty influencers. It has their handles on here. I don't watch any of them, so I don't necessarily know who they are, but if you open it up, then you go ahead and you do have the products for this month. I want to start out with a certain product and not necessarily go in the order that's here because I do want to reapply my lip. So we did get a lip product from Adesse, A-D-E-S-S-E, Adesse, New York. And this is a high definition liquid lipstick. The packaging is very beautiful. It has almost this lotus flower design on it. The color is beautiful. Like I said, this is what's on my lips, but I did apply this at 11:30 this morning, and now it's what time? Now it's 3:30. So this is what it looks like after a couple hours on my lips. I am going to go ahead and reapply, but I want to tell you kind of my thoughts on this liquid lipstick. Now this liquid lipstick does not dry down. It has that kind of flat doe foot that is kind of like the Anastasia lip glosses. It is a thicker gloss, it is thick. But that's the color right there. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful color. I think that the right amount of product comes off on the doe foot, but I'm gonna go ahead and, there's a chihuahua in my lap. I swear, everybody should do a challenge where they try to do their makeup with a dog in their lap. Every day, y'all, every day. But let's go ahead and reapply. My first complaint about this product is that the doe foot, I don't know why I stuck it right back in there, is the doe foot is very flimsy. It has a lot of give to it. It can be a little bit of a problem when you're trying to get those precise lines on the outside of your lips. I did use a lip liner this morning, but I feel like you could easily go outside the lines with this because the doe foot is so flexible and it kind of almost goes where it wants to go. But it gives you the right amount of product. It's a thicker liquid lipstick, and it does remain a little bit glossy like this. So when I think of a liquid lipstick, I think of something that dries down, that becomes matte, that stays. This reminds me more of a thicker lip gloss. Now it does have the staying power of a liquid lipstick, but it doesn't dry down. It transfers. It transferred on my straw of my cup. It transferred a little bit on my teeth whenever I first put it on, but it does transfer. It remains sticky. So if I was to eat something that was like a sandwich or something like crackers with crumbs or something like that, then I'm sure the crumbs would stick into my liquid lipstick. So is this my favorite formula for liquid lips? No, because I either want it to dry down and stay, or I want it to be a gloss that will rub off as I'm eating and not actually make food stick to my mouth. The color is beautiful. I am looking forward to using this more and kind of finding out what I really feel about it. But just wearing it today, it just has that tackiness to it and it doesn't dry down. So I'll have to see what I think as I use it more, but this here retails for $24. That's kind of expensive for a liquid lip. And sometimes when I see some of these brands that I haven't necessarily heard of before and they're so expensive, I kind of wonder where they get their pricing from, because maybe the ingredients in it are amazing, and it is a little bit more of a bigger tube, so I think you get more product than, let's say, like an Anastasia liquid lip. But with brands that aren't really heard of, circulated in the bigger retail stores, when you have something that is so expensive, $24, that's creeping up on like Marc Jacobs type prices. I don't know who would see a brand they don't know and pay $24 for a liquid lipstick. But again, I will see what I think about this and just kind of go from there. But color is beautiful, not really a big fan of the formula. Next item is what is in my brows. And this is the Brow Gal by Tanya Crooks. And this is their tinted brow gel with fibers. And they sent this to me in brown hair number 2. I probably could have gone with their blonde shade, and this is the only thing that I am wearing in my brows today. I did not go back in with a pencil or a powder or anything else. This is the only thing. Now, this is the packaging, and the actual like handle of it is huge. And so you would think that the big part is where the product is stored, but no. The big part is the actual handle for this. Now, it does have an itty bitty little spoolie, and I think the right amount of product comes out on the spoolie. It combs through the brows very beautifully. Now, if I was to wear this all the time, and actually I've been wearing this a couple days this week, I would go back in with a lighter either pencil or brow mascara to go ahead and put highlights into my brows, because my hair is not really that dark. But let me see if I can swatch the color on my hands so you guys can see the actual color of the product. I say it doesn't want to do it too well, but I mean, that's just me kind of rubbing it on there. So not a lot of product comes out, and it shears out beautifully. I actually have been really enjoying this. I think we received a brow product from the Brow Gal before in a Boxy charm, and I wasn't a fan of that one, but I'll have to go back and look. But I've been enjoying this. If they would have sent me it in blonde, but I can make the brown one work. I'm gonna be really enjoying this. I've been thinking about picking up like the tinted brow mascara from Benefit, but now that I have this, I don't have to. So I give this a thumbs up. I've been really enjoying it. I think the formula is nice. It has enough hold that it's been holding my brows in place. Now, my big concern is you can see it just a tiny bit. I have a scar in my brow. So usually I try to fill that in, or I try to like do a, husband's making noise, or I try to do almost like a comb over on my brow to hide that scar. This did beautifully by building up a little bit of pigment on those hairs so that whenever I combed over my scar, that it looks really good. And so the Brow Gal Tinted Brow Mascara with microfibers, I dig it. I'm for it. Now this does retail for $22. Would I pay $22 for this when there's like bigger name brands out there? No. Now, if they price this in like the $15 price range, I would be all over this all the time, but for $22, I feel like I can branch out with other brow products and still be in that same price range. So in this month's box, everybody received a ColourPop palette. I think they had maybe like 4 or 5 different palettes that they were putting in different people's boxes. So the palette that I ended up getting is the Golden State of Mind palette. Now this palette is just absolutely gorgeous with the packaging. So I don't have any ColourPop pressed powders or eyeshadows. And I had been looking at a couple of their pressed palettes and nothing really just spoke to me, or they weren't necessarily colors that I didn't already have in my collection. So when I heard that we were getting a ColourPop palette, I was very excited because I've heard that their mattes are wonderful. So I was really hoping for a palette with some mattes in it, but I got the palette with all sparkles. This is a completely glitter palette. Now, it is in the cardboard packaging. It does not have a mirror. It just says ColourPop, and then you have your shadows. I have been playing around with these. I actually have, what is it? This one right here and this one down here. I have these two on my eyes today. I picked some mattes up from my Tarte Clay Play palette to put in my crease, and then I have the sparkle all over. With a lot of ColourPop's, you know, glitter stuff, I did my eyes first because there is glitter fallout everywhere. I had to take a makeup wipe and clean up underneath my eyes before I went and did the rest of my makeup. But the glitter has stayed, and I didn't use a glitter primer. I actually don't own a glitter primer, which I probably need to, but I've just been lazy about it. But these are some really interesting glitter shades. Let me see if I can pick a few out of here. Now, something that I noticed with these shades, and maybe you guys can tell me if this is normal for ColourPop shadows, but the pans move around in the palette. So when I'm swatching them, the pans are actually like turning and shifting. And so I don't know if that is normal for these palettes or if these palettes were like the rejects from ColourPop and that's why BoxyCharm got them. But so some of these are swatching really, really well. Some of them are a little bit more crumbly, but I mean, bad swatch place, but I went ahead and did a few there. Excuse you, Chihuahua, are you okay? They are a little bit crumbly. Not as crumbly as the Pure Cosmetic palette from last month's box, but if you go in there with a really good swatch, you're gonna pick up a lot of powder and it's gonna be a little bit crumbly. You can see that there's fallout on the palette itself. So is this going to be my go-to shimmer palette or glitter palette? I don't necessarily know. I wish I would have gotten a palette with mattes. I'll just put it that way. So do I think, I don't want to make a full impression on ColourPop palettes just on this one because I've heard their mattes are just wonderful. Am I happy to get a ColourPop palette? Absolutely. Do I wish I got a different one than this one? Yeah. So, but I'm going to keep playing with this. It does have some beautiful, interesting colors. I love this like red up here and then this red right here, totally up my alley. They do have some cooler tone ones, like this one here has like a blue shift, this one has a pink shift to it. And so there are some really beautiful colors in here, but I'm just gonna be playing around with this one more. Now this does retail for $26. I think this one was available at Sephora and they did put this one on sale. So I don't know if Sephora is gonna be carrying a whole lot more ColourPop because Ulta just started carrying ColourPop as well. So I don't know if they were doing like a trial run, but this one was on sale on Sephora's website probably 3 or 4 months ago. So I'll keep trying it out and I'll let you guys know in the next quarterly roundup on the BoxyCharm things what I'm feeling about this palette here. Next we have another product from Dr. Brandt, and I love that they include Dr. Brandt products in our BoxyCharms because it's a way for me to try out more high-end skincare and primers and things like that without having to spend the money on them. So we did get the Pores No More Vacuum Cleaner Pore Purifying Mask, and it's in the same packaging as a lot of their, like this is the same packaging as like their luminizing primer. But I used this the other night. So when you pick this up, it feels like there's nothing in there. And I can't see into this packaging to see how full it actually is. Because you know a lot of times with these samples, they only fill them halfway. So I don't know how full this actually is. But I used it the other night and I really enjoyed it. Now, was it like a miracle where it just, you know, vacuumed everything out of my pores and my skin was flawless? No, not at all. And this actually says to use it 2 to 3 times a week for maximum results. So I will use this a little bit more, but you're putting on a thin layer after cleansing your face, leaving on for 5 to 10 minutes until it's dry. A cooling sensation will occur, and that is absolutely 100% true. And this might be a weird comparison, but if you've ever gotten concrete on your hand or on your skin, the concrete ends up creating almost a cooling sensation as it dries. Actually, concrete like sucks all the moisture out of your skin, but this doesn't do that. But it got cool and it got hard. So you feel like a tightening sensation in your face and a cooling sensation. And it didn't help that while I was wearing this, that I went outside and sat down with the dogs and it was cold and the wind was blowing. So my face was even colder. But it's a very interesting mask because it comes out as this like clear white gel, and it has little blue spheres in it. And as you rub it in, you can see the blue spheres on my hands. As you rub it in, that blue breaks apart and mixes with that, and you get this blue tinted mask. What did it remind? It does smell like chemicals. Where does this smell like? It almost smells like the chemical smell from when people get a perm. I work with a lot of old people, so when my elderly ladies are in the little hair salon in the facilities and they're getting their perms set, that's kind of what this smells like. So expect kind of like that chemically smell to it, but I really enjoyed the feel of this. My skin was very soft afterwards. I dig it, and so I'm going to continue to use this. I'm going to do as directed. I'm going to use it 2 or 3 times a week, see what I think, and I'll let you guys know in the next quarterly roundup what this ended up doing for me. Oh, and this retails for $47. I'll be interested to see how many uses I can get out of this for the $47 price tag. So the last item that I received in my box is from Tarte, and again, I love that we're getting Tarte products, but this is the Tarteist Pro Glow Liquid Illuminizer, and I did already take it out of its packaging, but I got the shade Exposed, and so it comes in this pretty little tube here, and we could have received 1 out of 3 colors. Now I'm glad that I ended up getting Exposed because the other 2 colors look kind of dark, but I put this on this morning and I'm not a fan. So first off, of course, it comes in a squeezy tube and it is a little bit thicker of a product. Now, I personally don't like liquid highlighters or cream highlighters like this because I do have an oily skin type, and so, okay, so I did the right thing. I put this on before I powdered my face because I know we do not put cream on after we put on powder. So, I mean, it is just, it's gorgeous, but it is so thick. This is so thick. And maybe I should have gone in with like a little stipple brush or something like that to get this on my cheek. But what I did is I went in with a little sponge and I just dipped into the product and I put it on the parts of my face that I would normally highlight. It was bad. It caked up on top of my my skin, and then after that it just sets, and so it wouldn't move around because I tried to go back in with a brush and like try to get it to blend in. It wouldn't do that. When I took it down my nose, it just sat on my nose to the point that I had to actually wipe all of the foundation off of my nose and go back in and do it again. When I put the powder on top of it to set my face, it caked up even more. It just looked like there was like putty sitting on top of my skin. So I was not a fan of this. I'll try it again, but I have just not been the biggest fan of liquid highlighters, and maybe it's because I don't have the skin type for it, or I have bigger pores or wrinkles that it just sits into. But I don't even know if I'd use this as like an eyeshadow base because it is a little bit streaky also, but I want to try it not with a sponge. I want to try it with like a brush next time to see if I can get it to kind of even out a little bit. But I did go back on top, like I can see it sitting on top of my face. I can see it like just, it looks like I put a product on my skin and didn't blend it out, if that makes any sense. Even though I took my sponge and I was trying to blend it out, it doesn't look natural. And so this might have to be a dud for me, but I will try it some more. And again, let you guys know in a couple months what my true feelings are behind this. And this retails for $29. Now you do get quite a bit of product, and it is full. I mean, it's full up to the top, so thank you Tarte for that. But would I pay $29 for a liquid highlighter? I don't think so. I would pay $29 for a pressed highlighter if it was amazing, but this is just, it's not up my alley. It's not my favorite. So those were all 5 things that I received in my Boxy charm this month. Maybe I'll put a little thing up here somewhere for the total price of the box. Now, Boxy charm is $21 a month. It's a subscription service and they send it straight to you. You can cancel it anytime, blah, blah, blah. You guys know. If you're watching a Boxy charm video, you pretty much know what Boxy charm is. So, out of this box, I would give it, this is a hard box because I liked the mask. I like the brow product. The ColourPop palette is not my favorite, but the shadows are good. The liquid lipstick, the color is beautiful. It does wear nice, it just doesn't set down. And then this is not up my alley. So I will give it 3.5 stars out of 5. Which is still okay, but there are some things in here that I would change that are more to my preference. So am I still gonna keep getting my Boxy charms? Absolutely, because I love being able to try out these new products, and really after the past couple months where they've had some really strange products in there, it's nice to get something that is a little bit more consistent and from brands that we know and love and maybe we haven't tried before. But that is all I have for you guys today for the April 2018 Boxy charm unboxing. If you like this style of video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below if you guys received other things. Tell me what ColourPop palette you received in your box. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!